Welcome to a presentation on pleasurable dining. This presentation has been brought to you by Surge Learning. In this module, we will focus on best practices for pleasurable dining in elder care communities determined by the Ontario Long-Term Care Action Group. Copies of the best practices document in full are available for download from the Dietitians of Canada website, www.dietitians.ca. Best practices for the nutrition, food service, and dining program recognize that quality nutrition, hydration, and dining is achieved by meeting goals in these 5 components. Today we will be reviewing pleasurable dining during meal service. All residents are provided with a pleasurable and supportive dining environment for all meals, beverages, and snacks, so they consume and enjoy the majority of the foods and fluids that are offered, and thereby receive quality nutrition care appropriate for their medical conditions, needs, and quality of life. Today's residents in long-term care homes are older, frailer, and more culturally diverse than ever before. The complexity of their care needs have increased, requiring multiple therapeutic nutrition interventions, food texture and fluid consistency modifications, attention to various and often multiple allergies, provision of culturally appropriate foods, and restorative dining interventions to maximize independence. While there is always a balance between minimizing complex therapeutic diets and meeting the residents' medical needs, nutrition care needs must be individualized for each resident. Processes for meal service and pleasurable dining include, as a minimum, best practices for providing a relaxed, supportive dining environment, providing an organized meal service, meeting the residents' nutrition care needs at mealtimes, providing food and beverage choices, serving food and beverages at safe and palatable temperatures, managing medications and treatments at mealtime, offering supportive and restorative dining programs, ensuring quality dining, and providing dining supervision. This presentation will review each of these with some suggestions on what you can do to promote these areas as outlined in the best practices for nutrition, food service, and dining in long-term care homes. One of the ways to promote a pleasurable dining experience is to provide a relaxed, supportive dining environment. A relaxed, supportive dining environment might include things like the physical environment. Consider things like cleanliness, lighting, noise, and decor. Is there adequate seating and dishware? Serving meals in a planned, unhurried fashion that contributes to a positive dining experience and ensuring that each resident is given sufficient time to consume meals at a safe and comfortable pace. Another factor for pleasurable dining is providing an organized meal service. Serving meals at approximately equal intervals during the day, with a full breakfast available until at least 8:30 a.m. for residents who choose to be up late, and the evening meal not offered before 1700 hours unless otherwise determined and based on the wishes and needs of the majority of the residents. To assist in smooth delivery of dining service, having an interdisciplinary care team members available to assist during meals contributes to the pleasurable dining experience. Providing each resident with encouragement and assistance as required to arrive in the dining room ready for an enjoyable dining experience. This might look like assisting them to walk to the dining room or helping to get their wheelchair there. It is important that the residents arrive in the dining room no more than 20 minutes in advance of dining service starting. Residents should be properly groomed and dressed and wearing any sensory aids, for example, hearing aids, glasses, dentures, etc. Provide any required clothing protection, which are not referred to as bibs. Also, it is important to seat the resident with suitable table mates. A resident who is social or is able to feed themselves may not be appropriate to be seated with residents who do not carry conversation and/or may require total assistance. It is important to ensure that there is an organized system to provide nutrition care at meals, as well as between meal snacks and beverage passes. Refer to each resident's nutrition care plan or diet roster to ensure that you are meeting their nutrition care needs. This resource should be up to date, readily available, and provide clear directions to staff. At mealtimes, by providing consistency with staff assignments, staff will get familiar with their regular tables and each resident's needs for diets, textures, and preferences. Ensure that serving staff portion and garnish meals based on the point of service information so they are visually appealing to the residents. Don't forget to document the intake and refusal so the dietitian will have this information when doing reassessments. Pleasurable dining involves ensuring that the residents have a choice of food and beverages based on the posted and communicated menu, and in a manner suitable to each resident's ability and/or limitations, for example, visual, verbal, or written. Offering of choice includes having all planned menu items available. Post alternatives to planned menu choices as necessary and ensure that they are prepared, provided, and ready to be served at the same time for all diet types. Meals should also be served course by course. Offer menu choices by various team members table to table to ensure that all residents are offered their choices. Rotate the order of table service regularly to allow all residents the opportunity to be served first. Have show plates available when offering choices, all displaying in regular texture. Relaying each resident's choices to the dietary staff, plating the meals by table number and by resident name so dietary staff can portion the meals based on the resident's information in the dining binder or roster. Policies and procedures are in place to ensure that food and beverages for mealtimes and snack and beverage service are provided at a safe, comfortable, and palatable temperatures. Hot foods are maintained at a minimum temperature of 60 degrees Celsius throughout resident meal service, and cold foods at a maximum of 4 degrees Celsius throughout meal service. It is important to calibrate thermometers and documentation, and ensuring there is appropriate equipment to transport and hold food items at safe temperatures. Take and record these temperatures and show where corrective measures were taken. Ensuring plating and delivering meals to residents requiring assistance with eating occurs when staff are present to provide assistance. Practices for medications and treatments at mealtime recognize each resident's right to respect, dignity, and privacy, and that medication may also affect the taste and enjoyment of food. Medications are not mixed in with food or fluid as part of the meal, advised without prior documented approval from the POA, resident, or substitute decision maker. Whenever possible, medications are provided as residents arrive and leave the dining room, so the dining experience is not interrupted with medications. This also allows for more nursing supervision and assistance during dining. Medications are not given in the dining room during meal service unless indicated on the resident's care plan. Any medications that are provided in the dining room are administered in a manner that ensures safely swallowing and are not disruptive to the dining experience. Staff are seated to administer a medication that requires crushing or mixing with food. Make sure the resident is properly positioned to swallow and avoid choking. No treatments are administered in the dining room. Medications, as a rule, should not be administered in the dining room unless the plan of care indicates the need to administer medications with food or based on the resident's preferences. Provide food and fluids at meal and snack times in an environment that supports and promotes each resident's safety, comfort, independence, and dignity. What can you do? It is an interdisciplinary team approach to observe and communicate changes in the residents served. Maybe they are tiring more easily or eating less. It is your responsibility to know how to access the resident's care plan and ensure that you are providing assistance and interventions in line with what's in their plan of care. You may need to assess, provide, and/or train the residents on using assistive devices to promote their independence. Seating residents requiring support and assistance when appropriate at tables of 4, with 2 residents requiring complete assistance, not to be called feeders, together, and with 2 residents requiring verbal cueing and some assistance. Staff need to be seated, never standing, between the 2 residents requiring complete assistance to provide assistance and encouragement. It is important to talk to each resident receiving assistance and to let them know what you are feeding them. Provide encouragement while offering assistance. Encourage each resident to participate in the meal as much as possible and focus on their strengths. If they are able to hold a glass, encourage this. If they are able to eat finger food independently, again, encourage this and allow time for them to be able to perform this with your encouragement. Meals are provided in a relaxed, skilled, and unhurried manner, generally over 45 minutes to an hour, to promote enjoyment, safety, comfort, independence, and dignity in eating and drinking. This allows residents to socialize and eat at a pace that provides time to eat slowly and chew carefully to maintain their independence whenever possible. You can also promote quality dining by providing table-by-table service and allowing each resident to finish each course before more courses are offered. You may offer second helpings unless contraindicated on their care plan. Maintain a continuous offering of beverages. A resident may want more fluids. Final clearing and cleaning of tables should not be completed, nor tabletops washed until all residents have finished eating, had their hands and faces washed if needed, and have left the dining areas. Best practices for providing dining supervision might include providing monitoring or supervision of residents by a member of the interdisciplinary care team and ensuring regular presence of management or administrative staff in dining rooms during mealtimes to provide support to staff, interact with residents, and show support for the pleasurable dining program. Ensuring the nutrition manager, registered dietitian, and registered nursing staff, as well as other dietary and nursing team members, have responsibility for the monitoring and management of the quality of the dining program and its benefits and risks. Completing mealtime audits on a regular basis to ensure the dining program provides a safe and pleasurable dining experience. Ensure all guidelines, protocols, policies, processes, and interventions are based on best available evidence and on promoting and supporting each resident's health, safety, comfort, rights, and quality of life, as well as autonomy and involvement in decision-making regarding their care and services. Promote interprofessional collaboration and an interdisciplinary care team to provide the maximum benefit of the nutrition, food service, and dining program for the resident. Use audits, surveys, and data to improve the quality of nutrition, food service, and dining program. Standardize processes that work well and use the information obtained from audits, surveys, and team input to improve processes that are not effective. Modify protocols, policies, processes, and tools based on the information collected and documented by the team. Use the results of basic research and studies performed by the team and peers to improve and modify current practices. Continually strive to improve the quality of care and services, maximize the effective use of resources, and reduce the potential of risk to residents, team, and the home. Provide appropriate orientation and ongoing education so the whole team understands and promotes the entire nutrition, food service, and dining program effectively.